Hey everybody, Kelly here from the Farm on Highway J. How's your January going? So far, mine is not so great. So I had intended to do a video last week and go over the quilts that I've recently been making and the backings that I was going to put on them, and actually, hopefully, I was going to have it quilted. Well, I got sick, like so many other people. And so I am just still, you might be able to tell, I'm still kind of getting over it. So what I thought I'd do instead was, the one thing I was concerned about bringing a video last week is that I'm not 100% sure which backings I want to use for these two quilts. So I thought, well, maybe I'll do a little video and get some comments from everybody so that I can get some advice on what y'all think would be best out of some of my choices here. So, for the one that's immediately behind me, I think I'm gonna try to put some pictures in too, so that, because I can't quite put the backing right up in front of each of these, so I'll try to put some pictures into the side, but I'm gonna show some of the backings that I have in mind for these two. So the first one that I'm thinking for the one immediately behind me, because it's got a little bit more, vintagey type feel to the fabrics that are surrounding the panel, I actually was thinking, and I like the red in it quite a bit more. So I was kind of thinking this one right here to begin with, and I didn't quite realize it at first even, but there are little Christmas trees inside the little paisleys here. So I thought, I think this will go really well. This is what I'm really leaning toward. But I also have an option for this one of just doing a solid red background. So I'll put both of these in a picture on top of that one so you can kind of see the colors a little bit better, etc. So I have several options for the other quilts as well. And actually, this one I'm thinking I was leaning toward either of them it would work for. So I think I really like this one out of my next selections. And I just think a lot of the colors, actually there's a hair on it, a lot of the colors in this one will blend okay with the colors in the other quilt top to the side here that you can only see part of. So I think that's going to be, I think that's my main choice, but let me know. So I think this would be number one, choice number one. And we'll call the paisleys in the red choice number one for the one behind me. So there's that one, and then I have kind of a pink version that I think would really highlight the little pink flowers in each of these. So I could use this for either of these tops actually. I think it would be kind of odd for this one, but I thought it might potentially work for the other one over there. If you really wanted to lean into the pink, which there's not a lot of it. I don't think there's enough of it in the front for me to really want to focus on using this one, but we'll see. Next options, that same thing in the blue version. And I kind of thought, so not so much the one behind me, but the one to the side has quite a bit of blue in the scraps that I put around the panel. So that might be an option. And the last one is more of a yellowy green that I think might bring out some of the greens in that quilt top. So those are just some options. I really think I am leaning toward this one, so let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm just very curious if somebody has a different idea of why this one works or that one works or etc. Alright, so if you'll help me out with that, I'm hoping that I can get those two quilted up pretty quick. So we shall see on that one. But I would really like to. So The next thing I thought I'd go over in this little video, so I do have some cross-stitching that I've been working on, but I think I will save that for next week, and we'll go over some of that. I have a little bit to talk about next week that I just am not prepared to talk about just yet. So, yeah, next week. Anyhow, but the other thing that I thought I'd go over is I did actually go ahead and participate in the Missouri Star Quilt Box again this year. And I thought some people might find it interesting to see what some of the projects were or some of the items were in the box. And so I thought we'll go over that. I also have a few things here that I actually have still left to do from last year's box. So I thought I'd show those and let you see some of the projects that I'm going to be working on in the next upcoming weeks. Just because I think I will focus more on doing some smaller projects at the beginning of the year and potentially have some quilts more toward the late spring, summer season. So, first thing that I actually have set aside to do this weekend, because it was from last year's box, are these fabric twine trees. So I never got them done, and I thought these would have been so cute to have out for Christmas this year. So I have a box of scraps that are like 1.5 inch, 1 inch strings basically. And so I think I'm going to go through that box and find all of my greens and reds and whites and actually make these trees up. And then this was actually some that I found at the dollar store last year, and I thought, hey, if you're gonna do it, go ahead and do some smaller size ones as well, and I could give them away as little gifts, like little stocking stuffer type gifts. So that's gonna be one of my weekend projects. If not this weekend, maybe next, because I'm still a little bit under the weather. So anyhow, all right. So in no particular order, items from this year's box. So this one's on my list to do next. It should be fairly simple, and it's going to be really cute, and I can't wait to try them. Reusable bowl huggers. So I've really been thinking about trying more things like this so that I'm not always having to use saran wrap and whatnot and throwing it away. So this seems more like something you can just wash it up and reuse it. So I think those will be nice. So I will keep you updated on how easy those are to make and how much I like actually reusing them. So alright, other projects. So this one was actually a project from last year that I never got done. I think it's really cute. I just sewing on the buttons like that, and it could be very pretty and decorative, but I just kind of thought I might just use the fabric for something else. Because they didn't provide actually they did. They provided a jar of buttons, but not all white ones like this. And so I thought about doing it, but then I thought I don't really have room for more pillows, and it's kind of not really my style, so I just thought, well, I'll just keep the fabric and maybe I'll come up with something different to use the fabric for. So I still have that, and I'm thinking I might do it. But again, I might just reuse the fabric. But this year, in this year's box, we actually got one that I know I will do. It's an embroidery, and it's just so cute, and it's got the whole frame and everything. And as you can see, they expected you to pair it with the pillow here. So I might go ahead and do the pillow as well, but I know I'm going to do this embroidery at some point. It may not be in the next few weeks, but it will definitely be sometime this year. So before next winter, let's put it that way. Alright, so there's that. And then I really like this project. I can't wait to do this one. So, sorry for all the crinkling here. I'm not going to take it out of the bag, but what it is it's a pattern for a Hexie cell phone case. And then they actually provided you with the clasp for making the cell phone case. And the charm square to do the fabrics for it. So what it is it opens this way and it, like, the corner peels back and it's a case like so big. And so that was, I'm really looking forward to doing that one. Even if I don't use it for a cell phone, maybe I'll just use it for a little baggie or something like that, or give it as a gift. I just thought it was really funny that came in the box, because I had, like, the week and a half before, I had purchased some through Amazon that were of a slightly different style than that one, but I needed a smaller size than this one right here so that I could do a little coin purse for my mom. And I did an owl cross stitch and then turned it into a coin purse. And so now I have all of these, and I got this little pattern for the cell phone case, and I thought, I bet I could probably use some of the leftovers from this charm square here and do some more little coin purses with that. So I'm looking forward to that one. Another project that we got was this chenille star pillow. So we got the pattern, and they gave us the little chenille and a charm pack, which was, not sure who the designer was, but it's by Riley Blake. And so, and it's those fabrics right there. And I just really love that pillow. I think it's cute. And such cute colors. So, looking forward to doing that one. And then one of the ones that I really liked and can't wait to do for a wall hanging is this pattern right here. What was it called again? Welcome Home. So it's just very cute. It uses a panel, and I think there were some extra fabrics that we got to go with it to be able to make that wall hanging there. It's a 39 by 39. So could actually be a small, tiny little lap quilt. Kind of squarish for that, but or possibly a table topper. So, alright, one other thing that I really liked, and this goes along with the clocks in my mind, is an actual little monogram felt kit here. So I don't really see myself making the bookmark pages, but I do really like this one for the eyeglasses. I have a lot of eyeglasses for my cross stitching, and so that would be really cute to do. And it's got the whole little kit for stencils for letters and all that in it. So I like that one. Couple of other things that I didn't necessarily care for. So this is one that it just doesn't really appeal to me. You know, I'm okay with them being in there, and you're gonna have some that aren't necessarily something that you know, that you care about the most, but they're okay. I can make use of them somehow, but like most of these blocks here, they're really not that hard to do, and so I didn't really need these little pamphlets to do them, but it was something else that they can add in that a lot of beginners would need. So I might just set those aside, and I have a few things that I may in one of my upcoming videos do a giveaway, but I need to go through some things before I do that, so I will set those off to the side here, and we'll make that part of that. So one thing that I really did like, and it's gotten dirty, was actually the last gift in the box, which is this little, pardon the little something something on it there, but it's a little, you can carry it, and when you open it up, then It's really nice on the inside because you have an ironing board and a cutting board. And so I thought that was kind of nice. You can put your block in there and close it up like this, and then it's pretty easy to carry it just on its own. And it's not real heavy either. You could slide it into another bag if you want to. There was something about it that I was thinking, if I were going to produce one myself, which I'm not that inventor kind of person, but I forget what it was now. See, I had a great idea, and I should have told somebody about it so they could start making them, and I've forgotten it now myself. So, probably was thinking along the lines of, so I have the mat and I have the ironing mat, but I don't really have anything to put my rotary cutter and my ruler in. If I could do that with this, then it would be really nice. I mean, your iron would have to go in something else anyway, but you know, a rotary cutter and a couple little rulers or a template, it could easily just have slid right into a little pocket right here or something. So that was my thought, but it's still really nice. It was nicer before I got something on it, so I'll have to take that down and get it cleaned up. Probably just wipes off. So, but yeah, I really liked that. And then something else that I have sitting here, not that it came with any of my boxes actually. I've just got it sitting here to, I think I've got some fabrics in here that I might use the scraps for this next project. And that is a wireframed potluck carrier. Tote, I guess we call it. I've had this for a little while. I think I got it from So Yeah. Yeah, I did. I got it from So Yeah. A casserole dish carrier by the Fat Quarter Gypsy. And so I've been looking forward to doing that, but I just haven't put it in a pile and made it a priority. So that's what I'm doing now. All right. Give me just 1 minute. I need to kind of get some things repositioned here. Sorry, I'm probably not going to stop this. I'm just going to keep going here. Alright, so next thing. This was from last year, and I finally figured out what I'm going to do with it. So, this was the Snuggly sweater last year. And it came with the charm pack and the stabilizers. And it was for a wall hanging. And I think what I'm going to do with this is actually make some hot pads. So that's going to go on my list of projects that I want to do here. So I really like that one, but I didn't really see using it as a wall hanging, and it wasn't enough to make it into a small quilt or anything like that. So I thought, you know what, sweaters don't really have anything to do with hot pads, but the ugly Christmas sweater is kind of a theme, and you can make a nice set of hot pads, potentially like a center table runner type piece, something like that. So, next one was also from last year, but I am finally going to get around to doing it. It's the patchwork bag and the handles for the patchwork bag. And then this was a separate project that was for a hexie pillow. I am not going to do the pillow. I'm going to do it as a bag as well. So, and I can see the one with the handles I feel like will be for some of my crochet. And the one with the hexies I think will be for a cross stitch. So, really like those. Now, getting back to the things that were from this year's box, there are a few things that are downstairs. I didn't bring them up. I'm going to maybe try to remember to put a couple pictures in. Maybe I'll try to put that in here. One of them, it opens up, and I think it had, like, you could put your needles in it, things like that. But mostly it was a block, and it has a block on the quilt block design on the outside, and it was just cute, so I just kind of set it up, and I've been just using it that way. So there's that, and then there were 2 paper stars that fold down. They come flat, and you can fold them to make them into the nice star, and you can put it had LED light, battery operated lights that you can put in the star. There were a set of 2, and they're really pretty cute. The batteries are gone, have been used already now, and so that's fine, because I'm going to take the batteries out of them and fold them back up to put them away until next Christmas. But they're still up right now because there's still a tiny bit of light to them, and I'm okay with winter as snowflakes, star type snowflake type image. I'm okay with that being up until through January. So, in fact, I'd be okay with it being up through Valentine's. Alright, next things. So we got a Quilt Builder card deck. Let me show the nice side to it. So there's all kinds of different block styles in there, and these are kind of nice because you can just pick out different blocks that you want to use, and you can just put them on the table. And so I want to do that one, and then I want to do this one, and then I want this one, and you can design your quilt very easily that way. One of these days I should do that and show some of them, but because I have actually a different set as well, and so they're kind of nice to use. I use EQ8 more often than something like this, but this makes it very simple that you can just literally put them out on the table, and I don't want this one, I do want that one, let's put this one in instead of that, let's put that there. And they're just really nice to work with. So next thing, actually the next thing is sitting over on the other table, so I will try to put a picture in of it. They are just it's a set of quilt hangers, and I have not actually put them up yet. I have them on the table right now, but I'm planning on trying to put them up with one of my quilts in my hallway. So they're holding really well too, so I really like it. I've tried several different options for how to hang my quilts, and the tops that I have behind me, this is really fine for tops, but they're literally just like clipped from rings on a drapery rod. But by the time you get a quilt actually finished, if you try to do that, you do not want to leave it hanging for very long, because it will actually distort the quilt top at the top line of the quilt. It will, like where the clip is, it will start to pull, and it just distorts it. So I don't think these, if I had a really heavy quilt and tried to use just 2 of them, and it was like a really wide quilt, it's gonna do that with these 2. But I think I've got one that I'm gonna use with them that's gonna be pretty good. So otherwise, what you want to try to do is actually what I found to be the best is to have a bar and have a sleeve on the back and a bar running through it, and then I have magnets that it can actually, the metal strip will hang on the magnets, and that'll hang your quilt nice and straight without stretching any one particular part of it. So that's my findings so far anyhow. Alright, so back to the box. Next things I've got, so this one I didn't quite understand. I'm sure some people thought it was really neat. I don't know. It's probably a nice little add-on, but not one that I really understand. And there is a button here for record. And so I'm really wondering, like, if you can record over this. But what it is, here's what it is.
Just take it one stitch at a time.
So it's got all of Jenny's little sayings like that. And it's kind of neat, but honestly, it's probably going to just, like, sit in the corner somewhere and never really get used. So I don't know. Every once in a while there are things in this box that I would not have bought that, and so therefore you start to add up some of those. And if there aren't very many, it's not a big deal. If there's quite a few of them, then it gets to be like, I don't know if I want to buy this box again or not. But I always end up toward, August, September, I start to get that fear of, what am I going to miss? I liked a lot of these projects, so I think the value is there still. It just would be more there if I loved them all. Anyhow. Alright, so next thing was the Missouri Star. It's a ruler holder. It's got a nice little design on the back side, or bottom side of it as well. And so you just kind of set it up like that. I think you can put a couple of spools on here. You can put some needles in there. And of course you can hold your rulers in here. So I already have a small one from Fat Quarter Shop. It doesn't necessarily hurt to have more, but this is kind of what I was just saying is, I don't know that I would have bought it. But it is a nice one, and it's nice and solid as well. And so potentially I might need some rulers over here on this table instead of on my big main table, and therefore I will make use of it. It's just not necessarily something that I probably would have bought. But it's nice, so it's okay. Alright, a couple of other things that I might not necessarily have bought for myself. Mat scrubbers. So honestly, I usually just use an eraser, but I will try it and we'll see. And I may keep one and give one away. I might do something like that, so we'll see. Alright, a couple things that I really did like, and I'm looking forward to doing this next year, is Jenny's Scrappy Fabric Card Making Kit. So I haven't looked at it a lot, but basically you have little templates in here. It's got a little instruction booklet for what you're actually doing, and of course you've got the card stock and the envelopes there. So I think, if I remember correctly, let me try to take a look here real quick. Yeah, so it's basically going to have you like cut out little fabric pieces and sew on the card stock. At least I think that's what we're doing. Maybe we're gluing it on, I'm not sure. I haven't read all the way through it. So yeah, cut and sew. Applique, etc. So they've got some cute designs in here as well. So yeah, I look forward to kind of doing a few things with that. And in fact, I think I like that little mitten card right there and the little sewing card. So I look forward to doing those, and that was kind of neat. And a couple other things that I really did like. So this one, I'm going to do this weekend. It's a pretty simple little thing, but I think it'll be cute. A cute little decoration to sit on my desk. So I'm going to do that. And then I really liked this one. It is a little iron, and it's a little iron tin. And inside the tin we have little counting pins. At least that's what I'm going to use them as. And little embellishments for different projects. So I would actually count this as more of a, to go with my cross stitching than necessarily my quilt. I mean, you can use it with quilt stuff as well. You could always make some little table toppers that have to have some little doodads on them, that sort of thing. But I see some of these as, you know, if you're doing a cross stitch and you need to have a little bow for the frame or something like that. Yeah, so I really liked that and can't wait to use that. All right, well, that was it. Again, I think there might be one or two more things downstairs, and I'm just not remembering them. But if they're downstairs already, I must have liked them. So, all right. Well, anyhow, okay. So definitely let me know what you think I should use for the backing on these two quilts, and I hope you liked my little run through of the Missouri Star quilt box, and hope to have some of these done to be showing over the next weeks to a couple of months. And next week I hope I can come back and show some of my stitching that I've been working on. Not a lot done because of being sick and some other things going on, but yeah, I hope you've all had a really good January, and hope you're staying warm or staying cool if you're in a different part of the world. In my part of the world, it was all about staying warm because it's been absolutely just so cold here. And so, but we're looking at warming up a little bit next week. It should be in the high 30s to around 40 degrees Fahrenheit next week. So, yay. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good Saturday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.